Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching in the world. Welcome along to One Hub Racing. This is, of course, season number 14, which takes us now to round number 14 and the Italian Grand Prix at the legendary Monza circuit. My name is Kieran McGinley, and joining me in the commentary box, of course, is Jamie Metcalf. Jamie, again, it's been a while. I do apologise, but apparently I missed out on one heck of a Belgian Grand Prix.
Change for weather, and we had a pretty close battle for the win, which Westy managed to prevail in the end. He basically pulled the gap at the end, and he was under pressure throughout the race, but in the end he showed the cool head and took the race win, and he's closed right up in the championship now, because Leon did fail to finish after he binned it coming out of P1.
Yeah, so the gap's now down to 20 points between Leon and Westy. Legend third in the championship, 24 points behind. But when I left this looked pretty much in Leon's control. Now the pendulum sort of swung the other way as we head towards Italy.
Yeah, it has, definitely. And yeah, Leon he's struggling a little bit for form at the moment, but he's still got that gap. And what I think went wrong from last week was qualifying. He didn't get a lap in when it was dry, and he was sort of near the back of the grid, and he got spun around on the first lap, and ever since then he was trying to regain his confidence, regain positions, but he was just chasing news about. I think in the end he binned it, just trying to overcompensate a bit too much.
And that can so easily happen when you're trying to push and try and catch the car ahead. Of course, we come to the legendary Italian Grand Prix, one of the last original circuits on the calendar. It's gone through some changes, of course. The oval now no longer part of the circuit, chicanes where there weren't chicanes before, and a complete redesign at one point of the Rettifilio chicane has all compensated to 11 corners of pure Italian foot to the floor racing. And it's such a great track, such a legendary track, and you're really hard to find a driver that doesn't like this track.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's quite a traditional circuit, and yeah, I remember driving on other games. I've driven that old first chicane layout, and that was really tricky. This new one, it's very slow, and don't be surprised if your instance in there to work for that one.
And so we have our first driver in the commentary box along with us. It is Clone. Clone, how are you tonight?
I'm alright. How are you guys?
Yeah, you've been asking that interview, and yeah. So talk us through the Belgian Grand Prix. I missed it. I do apologise. However, I missed out on a belter. Just talk us through your race last time out.
If I remember correctly, we had a few glitches, I believe. But it was a very good race. I can't remember where I finished. I think I finished like 6th or 7th. It wasn't my best track, of course. I don't like Spa. Westy, I think, won again, I believe, in Spa. So congratulations to Westy. But yeah, it was a very interesting race. It was quite clean at the lap 1. There was no big incidents or anything from my end. And I was having a nice battle with Zexa, so hopefully I can have another nice battle with him today.
And we come from a track that's known for its weather in one part of the track, and others it's sunny, others it's rainy, all that lovely stuff, to a track that's literally called the Temple of Speed. I mean, we're coming to the Italian Grand Prix, Monza. What do you think of the track? How well do you think you're going to do tonight?
Well, I'm not going to be at the top, I know that. The highest lap I probably could do is a low 19, mid 19, something around there in quali. I know Toro Rosso, I believe, is an Italian team, so I could try and help the Italian fans and try and get some points for Toro Rosso. We'll just have to wait and see. I know I'm probably going to be battling with ZE3 again, so maybe a bit of close quarter fighting into turn 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Yeah, and you mentioned how obviously you're racing with Toro Rosso, an Italian-based team. Is there that extra pressure to perform here?
It's like every race. There's a bit of pressure to try and score most points as you can. I've been very lucky with some races. I've only DNF one, that was Germany. But every other race I've managed to score points somehow since I joined One Hub. Because I believe when I joined, Toro Rosso had 0. And now they've got a lot of points with help of Dan as well, so we'll just have to wait and see how the weather conditions are. If it's winters, then I may be in a chance for getting a top 4, top 5 maybe.
And well, I'll hand over the microphone to you, Jamie.
Yeah, a lot of the race this season, we've seen the DRS training very prevalent. Obviously tonight with this circuit, with a lot of DRS zones, a lot of straight lines, do you think keeping DRS will be key to maybe hanging on to guys that are slightly quicker than you in the race? Do you think you're going to try and do that? Do you think that's a possibility?
Yeah, there's always a possibility there could be battles ahead which could slow guys down, but then if you get in that battle, you've always got them way behind, because then there's cars gaining you, and it's like Austria really. With DRS, you need to break that 1 second tour, and then you can start building the gap, because if you don't, you'll just be battling with them the whole entire race. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes.
Yeah, and obviously you have to run a very skinny low downforce setup around there. Do you like driving a low downforce, or do you prefer driving at the higher downforce tracks?
I prefer driving around higher downforce tracks because I've got more turning, and there's more chances of crashes here because you get a lot of understeer, especially in Scari, which I've been struggling with the setup. So hopefully I don't bin it there. But other than that, high downforce tracks I believe I'm a bit better at than low downforce tracks. Okay,
cool. Wish you best luck tonight. Hopefully you can keep them points finishes going.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us, Clone. Good luck in the race tonight.
Yep. Anytime, thank you.
And so, like we said, Jamie, or like you said, it promotes that lower downforce, maybe cars lower towards the ground, maybe more of a risk of bottoming the car out. I mean, you've driven Italy. Do you like the track, and if so, what do you like about it?
I do like the track, but I tend to not like it in F1 cars. I tend to like it in like more like different types of cars. I mean, F1 car, I tend to struggle around in F1 because again, I need a good rear end, like high downforce, and you can't run that here because you run that here, you're like a sitting duck. So yeah, I do like this track. Not so much in F1 cars though, but it does offer up good racing, and I've never done that well on Hill League racing, so I'm sort of glad I'm up here with you instead of on the tarmac tonight.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm kind of the same really. I much prefer the commentary box. It's lovely up here. We've got everything we possibly need. We've got the microphones, we've got a drink by our side, and we'll hopefully have some great racing in front of us, Jamie. And with that gap coming down, obviously now to 20 points, that's within a win. In theory, Westy and Legend have a chance of taking the race win, or not the race win, the championship lead heading into the next race. But obviously that's going to take Leon not finishing the race. It's not been a great form for him. Obviously he hasn't started one of those races. He didn't finish last time out in Belgium. How do you think it's playing on his mind at the moment?
Well, yeah, from correct, had a similar run early in the season, and we went from, I think, Monaco and Spain didn't score points, and he did bounce back well from there, so I don't expect him to bounce back, but Westy, I have to say, he's definitely upped his game in the past few races, and you could say he was slightly fortunate in Hungary with the safety car, but there was no fortune about the win last week. That was on pure pace, and he was the quickest guy. So that was definitely a statement. And obviously, a repeat of last week's result will, as you say, allow Westy to have a 5-point leading championship. You cannot count out Legend as well. He's always in around the top 6. I think he's slightly slower than Westy and Leon, but he tends to pick up the pieces and when them two mess up.
And consistency is normally key, especially when you get into a season like One Hub. It is a long season. You've got 21 races. In theory, you're not supposed to do well at every single race. So the races maybe you don't do so well at, maybe just take with a pinch of salt and move on to the next one. You have strong tracks, you have weak tracks. Unfortunately for me, every track on this calendar is a weak track for me. That's not the point though. The point is that Italy is one of those tracks where it really does punish mistakes. For a track that's so biased towards high speed and that right foot all the way to the floor, it makes those braking points, it makes those chicanes more crucial than ever.
Yeah, obviously, especially turn 1. I think turn 1 is the real danger zone because it's so easy just to run a little bit deep into turn 1. And when you do that, you just get you're sugaring all the way down to the Roger chicane. So yeah, I think turn 1 and turn 2, that can ruin your lap in qualifying. You know your lap's done after one corner. That's depressing.
Oh, that sounds like a familiar story for both you and I there, Jamie. However, turns 1 and 2 into the Rettifilo chicane is going to be very tight, very tricky on the very first lap of this race. What would your advice be to all of the drivers who are just about to take their first steps towards that chicane?
Just don't take any stupid risks. You know, you can't, like has been said countless times. It's a cliche now. You cannot win the race in lap 1. You can definitely lose it though. So I'd recommend these guys to maybe give each other a bit of room, and you can always there's a lot of laps to fight, and you don't have to pull everything into the start. You can definitely overtake around here, so you don't have to risk it all at the start. It's not like Monaco where you have to take risks in turn 1. Here you don't.
Well, let's see as we now load up into qualifying. Correct me if I'm wrong. We have 16 drivers here tonight for the Pinnacle Tier. Not bad turnout, but we have had more, but we have also had less. So I'll take 16. You know what? I will take 16.
18 last week, I believe. So yeah, the turnout obviously struggled early on the season, but these drivers have picked up now. They're quite solid, quite reliable. It's good to see, and obviously hope for a good race. 16 cars, aim for that pole position. We're about to get underway for qualifying.
And what's the weather going to be like here in Monza? Is it going to be dry? Is it going to be wet? It's going to be dry, but there are clouds in the sky. Sun's poking through, so for the drivers at least, it's going to be dry running for at least part of qualifying. Of course, Jamie and I don't have a kitted out commentary box here. We don't know what the weather's going to be like. No. We don't know what the weather forecast is going to be like. The best chance we have, Jamie, is by, well, looking out on the track and seeing what the weather's doing. Yeah. That's as close as we're going to get to a forecast tonight.
Yeah. Last week at Spa, qualifying was started very much overcast and not. I did suspect rain may have on occasion, but I think it might be similar. Oh no, it looks quite clear, the clouds, so I think we might be alright for qualifying if the cars start coming out on track.
Jarno is making his way now out onto the track, as he makes his way now down towards the Rettifilo chicane for the very first time. And of course, Alfa Romeo and Toro Rosso is both of their home Grand Prix, and the pressure will be on for the Toro Rosso and the Alfa Romeo drivers. Only Jarno in the Alfa Romeo here tonight. I believe Clone is the only Toro Rosso here tonight, correct me if I'm wrong. So there's maybe that added pressure for both of their drivers to perform here.
No, and let's not forget Ferrari, of course. They're the main Italian team.
No one's ever heard of them, have they? Really? Come on,
really? Yeah, there is a bit of pressure. Yeah, obviously, Alfa Romeo is I guess it's badge Italian, but he's based in Switzerland. But he does because not taking the Alfa name, it just tracks up an Italian team. Obviously, the Toro Rosso name is going up this year, so maybe must have Toro Rosso with damage in Monza.
Yeah, and if there's one thing I would love to do is not only drive a Ferrari around here, but also win a race in a Ferrari around here. The Tifosi are expecting, and Westy, on his good run of form, is top of the list then for the Tifosi to grab a win today.
Let's not forget Fox dude either. He got a second place last week. It's Ferrari 1-2 last week. So, yeah, them Ferrari boys. And the Constructors Championship, Ferrari now, in my view, are the favourites of the Constructors title, which seemed incredible 6-7 races ago.
Here is Foxy Dude then as we now ride on board with the Ferrari for a hot lap here at Monza. All about the high speeds as we make our way now down towards the Rettifilo chicane, braking about 120 metres before the corner. And it's always very tight, very tricky through there. Nice and smooth on the controls there from Foxy Dude out as we head through turn 3. And this is Curva Grande, slight banking towards the apex there, which allows you to take even more speed. Flat out for definite through there as we make our way now down towards the Roggia chicane, braking about 100 metres before the corner. Watch out for that inside curve there on the inside of turn number 5. It can easily unsettle the car with the gravel waiting on the outside. In towards the first Lesmo, nice and smooth through there. Be careful not to overcommit through the second Lesmo, very easy to do with the gravel trap waiting on the left hand side. In towards the DRS zone as we head through the Curva del Seraglio, as we then head underneath the bridge, underneath the old banking, underneath the old oval, as we now make our way towards the Ascari chicane. Again, very easy to overcommit on the first part and very easy to make the car a little bit too twitchy through Ascari. Then a little bit of a breather now as you think about your braking point for this legendary right-hander Parabolica. Everybody knows it well. Braking now towards the corner, down to 4th, then up to 5th for Foxy Dude to try and get a little bit more traction. Full throttle now all the way to the start finish line, steering wheel as straight as possible, and Foxy Dude then with the Ferrari goes top of the table, 118.8 then from the Ferrari.
Yeah, and obviously whilst you're aboard that lap, we had Legend, he went off at the Roger chicane, and I believe Chloe did as well. They're coming back in the pits and injury with damage, I believe, so they're going to have to come back in the pits and go out again.
Yeah, and it's so crucial here to get those good lap times on the board. And whilst we were saying, Jamie, this is probably going to be one of the quickest races on the calendar. I mean, we're looking at around 40 minutes as long as it stays dry, as we've got more and more drivers setting lap times. We've got Rob Forbes there, who puts it into second place in the Mercedes. Jarno there, third place, 119.4. SJ in fourth, 119.6. Gavin, 119.7. Z3 there, 120.3. I don't think that's a representative lap time there. Legend currently seventh place again, not a representative lap time, but he has had a lap time on the medium tyres. Currently drivers out on a flying lap. Kern, Skeven, who was last time out driver of the day, as someone sets a lap time there. I believe it was one I was talking about there. I think it was Ron Lyon actually who set a lap time, and it was in the Racing Point Pros, now up to seventh place. But we've also got Skeven here, who is on a flying lap. Let's just have a check and see if he is still on one. No, he's not, because he's set the mode, ERS mode down to 0. Let's see who is on a flying lap. Well, championship leader Leon is making his way towards Parabolica. A famous right-hander here down to fourth gear. You can see that in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. We're riding now on board with Leon as he makes his way towards the start-finish line. Towards that line, and it's 119.2 from Leon there. So Foxy Dude at the moment, the only driver in the 118s.
Yeah, obviously it's quite early on still, but that's quite a really good lap, and that's going to be difficult to beat from these drivers. So they're getting within 3-4 attempts, but this is a track where you don't tend to gain that much time if you do a clean lap. So that's going to be difficult for these guys to catch. Maybe they need a bit of slipstream. Maybe that might help them. If you can get slipstream off of teammates, maybe they can gain some ground back. We'll see that later on. That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, especially between two teammates, they might be working together here. I mean, we've got the Ferraris could be lining up a move like that, as Westy has put it into 5th place there. Looking at other teammates, you could see the Williams working together, the Racing Points maybe, as PB Racing is having trouble joining the session and staying in the session, so hopefully he's able to stay in this lobby for the time being. Nebster, who I believe made his debut last time out at Spa, makes his way through the Lesmos here. Lesmo 1, very easy to kick the back end out as you overcommit through the Lesmos, and now on towards that curve at Del Seraglio. Full throttle through here as you then make your way underneath the old banking and then up this crest towards Ascari, getting so close to the right hand side there where that grass is, as you then try and feather your way through Ascari chicane and on towards Parabolica. We see a car getting well over to the right hand side there. That's Kern as he makes his way back towards the pits. Nebster trying to find that apex point through Parabolica, and actually on the accelerator quite early there, but it worked for him as he makes his way towards the line in the half. Let's see what lap time he can produce to 120.3, which puts him in P11.
Yeah, as we see, 120, we're looking to get the 119s next lap. There's a lot of guys just sort of ending their first ones now. They're coming into the pits a bit close on the final lap, so we'll see what the Torosso driver can do. Obviously, he's a bit out of sync with everybody else, so I think he had that open at the pit on his first final lap. So this is his first lap, and running the soft tyres. So this indicates to me that the softs are the better race tyre.
Well, let's see what Malone's doing, because he's now making his way through Ascari on the soft tyres. Very easy to get too attached to that curve on the right hand side as he now makes his way all the way towards Parabolica and onwards towards that braking zone. Again, we're going to be seeing a lot of this, Jamie, through Parabolica. And it is such a fantastic corner to go through. Onwards now towards the start-finish line. Again, you want to take that steering wheel as straight as possible. Clone goes P9 with a 119.9 in the Toro Rosso.
Yep, it's not a bad banker for him, as you know. But he's near the end of the lap, he's put to the centre sector 2, approaching the epic Ascari chicane. He's 2 tenths up, so if a good final sector, maybe it'll jump into second place. He's doing quite well. Oh, he's gone a bit deep. I think that might be his lap gone. We've got very wide there onto the onto the runoff area, and he's going to lose a lot of time coming down this straight. But he could still maybe improve his time. But I think that 2/10 after Leon is maybe a bit out of reach for him.
Still got drivers on a flying lap. We've got Skeevan who's out there on a set of the soft tyres as he now makes his way towards Parabolica. We've got a lap time set there, I believe. I think Slater set a lap time there.
Fox is going to cross the line again. Can he improve? Yes, he can.
Even quicker, 118.5 from Foxy there. The Tifosi, I tell you what, they're loving this as PB has unfortunately left the session once again. We've got a Williams just over to the side there. I'm trying to see.
Yeah, he's got to be careful because he's on the racing line. What's he?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. He is staying there, and if he stays there for too long,
he's going to get DQ'd.
And he's trying to get away. I think he's got a problem there.
He might have wheel issues or something. If I was him, if he's got wheel issues, I'd maybe just won't take the risk of stopping on track. I'd probably just retire from the session and just. He's reverting now, and this could be DQ
yeah,
for him.
He's not steering. He's got a problem. Problem with the wheel there for Kern, so that is not good at all. You saw him trying to reverse and then accelerate. He just went straight forward again, and there you go, disqualified for the session. For Podium.
It's a shame because he did a good lap there. I have to say, 7th place. That's a good lap for him. Kern, he's struggled a bit coming into that season, and that's disappointing. He started at the very back of the grid. So.
I think if there are problems with his wheel, which I think there are, he's got about 8 minutes to sort them out before the start of the race. Meanwhile, riding on board with SJ as he makes his way through the first Lesmo on towards the second Lesmo. Quick right-handers that come at you once and then twice. Just keep coming as we now head through the curve at Del Seraglio. Let's see if we can get a good external shot underneath the bridge. Yes, we can, as he makes his way on towards the sky. The clouds are gathering over, it has to be said. So a lot less sunny than it was just a couple of minutes ago as we now head on our way towards Parabolica and towards that final corner. Only 11 turns around here. It's one of the fastest average speed laps on the calendar as we make our way through that final corner onwards towards that start finish line. Can SJ improve? He's actually coming back to the pits there to abandon his lap. We've got Forbes there in the pits as well. Leon currently out there on a flying lap, and just confirmation there from Kern that he actually did have a wheel problem. His wheel packed up altogether and he couldn't do anything. Oh, Leon's around at the second Lesmo, keeps it out of the wall just about, and the championship leader has a hairy moment there out of the second Lesmo. I believe that is turn 7 if I'm right there, and that's the second Williams there that's having trouble, and Leon then managing to get the car all the way around and onwards. Now he's got to be careful about how he rejoins and how he goes down the straight. Obviously you don't want to get in the way of a driver here. It's so easy to do here at Monza.
Yeah, I've got obviously his driver. You have to drive a map. You'll be able to see where the cars are around him. I think he's waiting for a spot for the clear bit of track. He's going to go again now. He's going to come into the pits and stick another set of softs on. But stick another set of softs on and go from the room. But yeah, Leon is struggling that lap. I think he was a couple of steps down to sector 1, and I think he was trying to chase time, and he just spun it around. So yeah, we'll come back to the pits now. But Legend, he's got into 118s now. He's 2.5 temps off Foxy Dude. That's a good lap for the Red Bull driver. See, third person championship for him.
Let's see what happens then. We have just over 6 minutes of qualifying left to go as Jarnaldau makes his way towards Ascari. Watch out for this lap because he did get a little bit of tow towards Ascari there. A little bit wide on the exit of the third part of Ascari then, of turn 10. Onwards now towards turn 11. Let's see what Jarno can do as he makes his way now around Parabolica and towards the start finish line, riding on board now with the Finnish driver. This looks like he's going to try and power his way towards the line. Let's see what he can do, and he goes P3, 119.0 as Legend. Oh, this slipped under my radar. He's got a 118.8 on the board.
Good luck for him. Obviously second place on the grid, and he wants to be qualified ahead of his two championship rivals. But Foxy Dude's going to jump Ferrari in pole position, and I say that time, I can't see that time being beaten. I mean, maybe it can, but I'd be amazed if it does, because he's quick out the box.
Absolutely. Well, here's Clone here, again in the Italian Toro Rosso. Big things expected as we now head towards the final corner. He's got a racing point behind, who is SJ Racing, but he's on an outlap there. And then we have Foxy Dude, who's also on an outlap. Here comes Clone towards the line, gets up to P9 with a 1:19.6, 2/10 quicker than his personal best so far. That's enough to get him onto the 5th row of the grid. We've got Skeeven there coming out in the background. Very careful about how you come out of the pit lane, how you exit the pit lane, because you could actually join in a 2-wide battle, especially in the race.
Yeah, absolutely. They qualified the 2 McLarens last week. We sort of got in the jumbo and read each other's qualifying effectively. So yeah, obviously Ollie isn't here this week, so none of that happening. But SJ comes to 5th place there. That 1:19.2. That's a good lap for him, I have to say. And SJ, he had a good race last week because he had the qualifying ban for what happened in Hungary, and he solidly did a good job in 7th place last week. And he told me last week that he's going to show us what he's made of this week, so I'm looking forward to see how he does.
Well, we'll keep one eye on him then. Here's Nebster, who's 3/10 up on his personal best through the 2nd sector. It has the potential of a 1:20, so he could jump Z3 here. Close contention against Ron Line as he makes his way through Parabolica and onwards towards that start-finish line. Let's see what Nebster can do. It is a 1:20.1, and yes, he does jump Z3 up to 12th place.
What to do to come through Parabolica now? Can he improve yet again? I've got no delta time, but he's continuing on, so this could be another improvement, and it is.
1:18.3. You can just hear there the Defosi going wild over that one. They're loving this. And you know what? Foxy has got time to come back to the pit lane. Oh, he's taken an alternate route there. Not quite seen it. But, he might have a trip to the steward's office for that one, I wonder.
It's going to be tight. It's going to be very tight. I don't think he'll be able to. Because you've got to wait for the mechanics to pull you in and all sorts. So it's possible, but it's going to have to really nail it.
Well, let's see. Here's Skeeven, who in Sector 1 is a 10th up on his personal best, but that is, of course, a 1:24.0, so he's got plenty of time to find then as he makes his way through the first Lesmo and backs out of it. So another lap abandoned there from Skeeven.
Yeah, he's a validated lap time, so yeah, he's got a lot of work to do, obviously. I think he's got to commit to these set of tyres now. He's got to just cool everything down and go again. Save your fuel, your ERS, just go again. You can't come in now. He hasn't got enough time. So.
No, you're absolutely right there, Jamie. We've got Clone in the chat there saying, I need to do better. Well, he's currently P9, 1:19.6, and we're getting towards that really crunch time moment. Just over 2 minutes to go. Both Red Bulls take to the track then. So that is Legend leading James Slater there. So maybe a bit of teamwork involved there as they make their way now down towards the Roger chicane. And hold on to this one because hopefully we won't see the disaster class we saw in the real F1. Hopefully these guys can show them how it's done in qualifying.
Yeah, that was a bit of a farce, I have to say. Some 10 world-class drivers making a cockpit qualifying. That was quite funny to watch, actually, but obviously for the fans at the track, it was a bit of a farce. They didn't really get to see. Skeeven is retired, so he must have been validated turn 1, so he's going to start at the very back of the grid.
Gavin here is on a flying lap as he makes his way now towards Ascari. Rob Forbes also on a flying lap as Gavin makes his way through Ascari, a 10th up on his personal best through Sector 2. That's a chance to jump Westy at the moment as he now makes his way towards Parabolica. It's all about being that last car across the line, and if you've got a bit of slipstream ahead of you, that will help you even more. Gavin making his way through the final corner and onwards towards the start-finish line. Can he get any higher than 8th? Yes, he can. 7th place, jumping Westy for now, but don't rule out Westy just yet. Legend now going through the first chicane as Foxy Dude there goes across the chicane there.
I think that's not bad. He's not going to make the lap anyway. Look, it's 35 seconds. He's not going to make it, so yeah, it's not advisable. It's just, if I was him, I'd just back out now. He's never going to make it in years.
We'll have to wait and see. There is Legend then making his way through the first Lesmo and then onwards towards the second Lesmo. You know, Foxy Dude wants that lap time so badly. I mean, he's half a second up on Legend right now. Let's see when Legend gets towards that second sector line. Let's see what the time is as he heads his way towards Ascari chicane. He's 100th off, nearly 200ths off his personal best as he makes his way through now, tiptoeing almost through Ascari there as the checkered flag falls, and Foxy Dude has not made it. So his pole position line stands right now. We've got Legend, Yarnall there who have a chance. SJ.
Line, Yarnall.
SJ was also on an outlap. Oh, Legend runs wide on the exit there of Parabolica. He'll make it to the line, and will it be an improvement? No, it won't. 2/10 down. As Yarnall there now making his way in towards the Roger chicane. Lots of drivers retiring right now. You've got SJ Racing. As Leon has also retired from the session as well. Yarnall has, I believe, I'm not quite sure actually. It's saying outlap, but I think he is on a flying lap, so we'll have to keep an eye on that one. SJ Racing making his way towards the line. 300th down. As he will not improve on his lap time, stays in 5th place. Yarnall, meanwhile, making his way now through Ascari and onwards towards that start-finish line as he rounds Ascari. As we've got Rob Forbes there, I think that was. Oh no, Z3 who lost it around it's not great for him as he was on a flying lap. He'll have to stick with the 120.3. Here's Yarnall then heading his way towards the line. Can he improve on 3rd place? No, he can't. Improves by 2/10, but it is not enough to get ahead of Legend onto the 2nd row of the grid. And with qualifying pretty much all over and done with, the Z3 either has to come back to the pits or take the checkered flag. It is going to be a Ferrari on pole position in front of the Tifosi. The job's a quarter done for Foxy Dude. He's grabbed that pole position.
Yeah, I say pretty dominant pole position, like 4/10 of a second over Legend, and I'd say that he has shown a lot of pace when joining, but he hasn't nailed it in a race yet. He's yet to win a race. So I'd say today is a fantastic opportunity for him with Westie's teammate down in 6th place.
What a time to try and grab your first race win when you've got the entire Tifosi behind you. You've certainly won them over with pole position. Now it's the other part of the job. But here is your result from qualifying. It is Foxy Dude on pole position in front of the Tifosi with Legend in 2nd, Yarnall in 3rd with Forbes in 4th, Racing SJ in 5th place with Leon 6th, Gavin in 7th, Westy in 8th place, Clone in 9th, and Slater rounds out the top 10. It's Ronline 11th, Nebster 12th, Z3 13th, PB who was having trouble staying in the session did get a lap time down. He'll start P14. Skeven P15 didn't get a clean lap in, and as we saw then, Kern was disqualified after his wheel disconnected. He was really trapped in a dangerous location, couldn't really do a lot. Hopefully Kern will have fixed those wheel issues and will be able to take the start of this Grand Prix.
Yeah, thankfully you had that, because I didn't have the results going on my page, so thankfully you had that, so we managed to save that. But yeah, obviously Kern, bad luck for him, because he's doing right up there, and like the top, I think he's been in the top 6 in qualifying without his wheel issues, so that's very disappointing for him, but hopefully it's all fixed. And it's a dry start, of the race. We don't know what's going to happen later on now, so it's looking quite cloudy again, so yeah, maybe threatening, I don't know.
Could be threatening, but what this will mean is that the track temperature is a little bit lower, so the drivers might have to work that little bit harder to keep their tyres in check, or maybe that might be a little bit of a relief there, that they don't have to work the tyres so much to keep them warm. It could work either way, of course. We just have to see what happens, especially on those soft tyres. I'm expecting, Jamie, a one-stop. Those starting on the soft tyres will probably go on to the mediums at some point between lap 11 and 14, I'm going to say. We've got 27 laps around here.
Yeah, it's 27 laps. Yeah, obviously this track, it's not really that hard on tyres, apart from the Parabolica where you can get a bit of overheating there, but the track's quite soft on tyres, and 2 soft tyres are easy to do it. And I believe the hard tyre, it's not really a good tyre around here, so you're looking to avoid that as soon as possible. If you do pick a bit of damage in lap 1, you probably have to go on the end of the safety car. As I've quickly mentioned, as everybody knows, our sponsor Next Level Racing, obviously this season, you probably all know by now, but all 4 of our Drivers' Championships across the tiers will be winning a nice wheel stand, delivered free of postage and packaging and all that from Next Level Racing. If you fancy one yourself, go onto that website and put in code 110, you can get one yourself, and links in the description.
Yeah, that's word 1 hub number 10. God. We don't make it easy to get that discount, but my goodness, you want to get it. As, don't forget as well, of course, we do have our race premium members here at One Hub for $9.99 per year. You'll be able to help One Hub really keep running there. So members like you that keep us running. Of course, Westy and Dan Lutonian are our race premium members. So a big shout out and a big thank you to them as they continue to help One Hub with their donation. But we're now heading towards Parabolica on the warm-up lap then. 16 cars will take the start. Looks to me like Kern has fixed his wheel issues, otherwise he wouldn't be keeping up with the back of Skeven there. And look at that colourful array down the back straight towards Parabolica. It's going to be a great sight to see. Westy in 8th place, last time's race winner. On the 4th row of the grid. In fact, yeah, the 4th row of the grid. So let's see what happens then as we make our way on towards the grid. The AI takes over, and it's a long wait now to get onto that grid, into your grid slot. Legend really wants to get this underway. He's almost, well, he's inside Foxy there. Don't take that out of context as we now line up onto the grid.
I've just noticed we've got 7 constructors in the top 7, so that's good to see. I mean, we've got 8 in the top 9, so a lot of variety tonight on the grid, which is good to see.
Let's see how this goes then for the race. We are moments away from the Italian Grand Prix here in One Hub Racing Pinnacle Tier as we just await the last cars to take their grid slots at the back of the field then. But we're riding on board with Foxy Dude as he looks towards the lights as he waits and anticipates the start of this race as we go towards the red lights now. It is 5 red lights. We're underway, and what are the starts like? It's not a great start from Forbes in the background. It's a great start, though, from Gavin as he makes his way now down towards turn 1. A great start as well from Legend, heading down towards the Retafilio chicane. Gavin gets onto the grass slightly there, and there's a car around. Oh, it's carnage at the start, at the Retafilio chicane. There are 2 unrelated incidents, I would have said there. Gavin lost control. We also had a car going into another one, in towards that chicane.
I think Racing Point collided with Yarno, and Race Point took the, I think I did all online, collided with Yarno, and I believe Skivan got involved in that as well. So these guys at the back, and Skivan Gavin has contacted Skivan, he's at the back of the grid, a bit of carnage, but the front dude got away, and Fox Dude managed to hang on there crucially, because I thought Legend had it done in turn 1. Fox Dude does hang on with Rob Forbes. Great start from him, he's at 1 position, and Westy's up to 5th, he's just past James Slater.
Yeah, there was a bit of a moment from Clone at the exit of the second Lesmo. He got onto the gravel, lost 2 positions. He wants that in position from Slater back instantly, which he gets, but he's got to keep it under control through Ascari there. But Clone right on the back of him as we head towards Parabolica, looking up the inside. Yarnell looks to try and make a recovery drive up to 14th place. He goes next as Clone up the inside in towards Parabolica. Sorry, that's Slater up the inside of Clone. I'm just getting my drivers mixed up, don't mind me, as Foxy Dude then completes the first lap of this race, still in the lead, under immense pressure there as SJ comes into the pit stand, no doubt with damage. Here comes SJ, here comes Clone then up the inside of Slater, down towards turn 1 we go, up the inside at the Retafilio chicane. He's just got to get it slowed down in time. He'll take the apex for turn 2 and he will get that position done, and the top 3 separated by less than a second.
Yeah, Leon rescued crucially got up the field well. Yeah, and look at these 3, look at Legend, he's threatening this DRS train. It's going to be alive yet again, so we might see more DRS action. And SJ pitting confirms me the fact that it was SJ who tagged the back of Yarno, and they're both coming up pits now, and Gavin's coming in the pits as well, so they've got a lot of work to do.
Well, it's been a great start from Westy, and it's been a great start by others as well. PB Racing is up 5 positions from his starting position on the grid. A big shout out as well to Westy, Clone, Slater, Ronline, Z3, Kern. They're all up 3 positions from their starting place, so really good to see. As look at this now, this is Rob Forbes right on the back of Legend here. He turns up that ERS all the way as he heads towards Parabolica, but the Red Bull just has enough steam to keep him ahead before Parabolica. But look how close Forbes is to the back of Legend, almost tapping the gearbox there as he gets onto the green stuff to try and open up the corner as much as possible. Now DRS will be online, but it will not be active yet as he makes his way now down towards turn 1. He'll pull out of the slipstream to try and make a move on the Red Bull then. This is the Mercedes of Forbes up the inside of the Red Bull of Legend, then making our way through turn 2. They somehow don't touch, and Forbes gets the position there. Great stuff from the Mercedes driver, and Forbes moves up to 2nd.
Yeah, but good move around the outside, but Legend's got to run now into the grand curve, but he's got nowhere to go. He's going to have to hang back, but he's going to get DRS down the back straight. That might allow him to rear field. Rob Forbes messed up the chicane a little bit there, and crucially Forbes not going to get DRS from Foxy Dude, so there's a bit of a sitting duck down this straight, but this straight is quite difficult to take on. You've got to really commit to the move early down this straight.
He's got to try and get this done. He'll have DRS this time around to help him as he makes his way now towards Ascari. Battles all around the field as well as Legend tries to close up to Forbes once again. This isn't really a corner you can have a go at through the entry of Ascari, but it's definitely a corner you can get nice and close to the car ahead. Jarnol now moves into the top 10 with a move on Z3 into Ascari there. I just said you can't do that move. Well, the Alfa Romeo of Jarnol had other ideas as he gets the move done and moves now into the points. Westy, meanwhile, in the Ferrari in 5th place. It's been a good start. He's just kept his head down, nose out of trouble, and now he's on the back of our championship leader, Leon, as we make our way down the start-finish straight. Lap 4 of this Grand Prix. Foxy Dude leads with Forbes in 2nd, Legend 3rd, Leon 4th, Westy 5th, Clone in 6th with Slater in 7th, Ronline 8th with PB in 9th. Jarnol rounds out the top 10. Meanwhile, in the background, Slater looked for a move up the inside of Clone in towards turn 1. Wasn't on, and he had to back out of that. The door was always closing. Z3 still trying to put that pressure on Jarnol there as we make our way through that first chicane. But yeah, a bit of a hectic start here, Jamie. I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, these top 3 are very close. You've got the 2 contenders, nose and tail. To Leon, last week he announced he's going to take a break from racing in this season, so he looked at him like season high. But Westy, he's the 4th man at the moment, and he's looking very fast. He looks a couple of 2 at the moment, and I feel like Leon is maybe a bit of cock and bottom Westy. I think Westy going to be catch 7.3, but Leon is holding him back. But I have to say, Rob Forbes is as close back of Fox Dude now. Fox Dude had a bit of a messy final sector previous lap, and now that's allowed DRS train to be on again. So it's like Forbes.
Yeah, he was out of DRS range. He was 1.2 seconds ahead of this battle just a couple of laps ago. As Clone's out of the race. He's binned it through turn 10. That's a big moment there for Clone. And he is out of the race now, unfortunate for him in the Toro Rosso. Meanwhile, PB now gets a move done in towards Ascari and moves now up to 7th place. It's a great start here from PB. Meanwhile, we've got a battle for the lead then as Rob Forbes goes down the inside with the help of DRS in towards turn 1. Foxy Dude there will try and move up towards turn 2. Forbes will have the outside line and Rob Forbes takes the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. Foxy Dude down to 2nd. He's got to be careful about Legend then as we make our way through the Curva Grande, but look at the overspeed that Foxy Dude has as we head now towards the Roger chicane around the outside here in the entrance of turn 4, and he's got the move done once again. Forbes looks to try a little bit of a cutback there, doesn't quite work, and Foxy Dude holds back the lead of the race and takes it in front of this home crowd.
Yeah, that was impressive move. Yeah, the turbulence and cheer that was incredible. So he can do it around the outside there, but you have to really have a lot of faith in the drive. And these 2 guys are fighting so well early on. Legend has caught the back of these 2 now, so any slip-ups from these 2, and Legend will be in the lead.
Will indeed, as Rob Forbes looks to the back of Foxy Dude there as we make our way upwards now towards Parabolica. A little bit of a moment there for PB Racing. He's dropped 2 positions down to 9th place, but he's still within that battle there. We're still looking at the battle for the lead of this race. Rob Forbes there looking to try and take a different line to Foxy Dude to try and prioritise overall speed down the straight. Looks like that's going to work because here is Forbes then. He'll have the DRS then down the main straight, and that lovely tracking shot sees Rob Forbes then take the lead of the race. He's able to take the racing line once again as we head down towards turn 1 as Jarnol, as you say, comes into the pits then from a point scoring position, and looks like he'll be
Cohen's gone off in the final corner as well. The Ascari is running the gravel, so yeah. So it's an early pit stop off to save these guys. It's very aggressive.
Yeah, it's damage for Jarnol there as Foxy Dude has to brake as late as possible there, but couldn't quite get the move done on Rob Forbes then as they make their way through the first Lesmo.
Crucially, Leon and Westy starting to catch these guys. Now they're battling. Leon and Westy starting to catch these 2 guys, so they'll be in DRS range pretty shortly as well.
Absolutely. Lap 16 of this Grand Prix now. Forbes leads the way. Foxy Dude in 2nd place with Legend, Leon 4th, Westy in 5th, Slater in 6th, Ronline 7th, PB in 8th. Z3 9th, Nevsted 10th, Gavin 11th, Arnold 12th, SJ in 13th, Skeven in 14th, and that is Westy has got the move done on Leon there. But look at this battle here for the lead of the race, heading up towards us, the last corner at Parabolica. That's Foxy Dude who's gone around the outside in towards Parabolica and has got the move done. He's taken the lead back, and you know what? He might have DRS. No, neither of the top two do. Oh, sorry, it is Forbes who will have the DRS then, as he'll breeze past once again. But look at Legend here. Where will he go? Will he follow Forbes? Will he follow Foxy Dude in towards turn 1? And he rather backs out of it altogether as PB has left the session. He's been struggling with his internet connection all night as he now drops out this one. Hopefully he'll be able to come back. Z3 now up to 8th place. Nemster will get a free position up to 9th, so long as he can get past the Ghost Car. Look at Foxy Dude here. He gets a great run through the Curva Grande every time to try and stick on the back in towards the Roger chicane. A little bit of an oversteer moment through the second part of the Roger chicane in towards the first Lesmo.
I believe Leon must have made a mistake there to allow West to gain that much ground, and Leon is struggling a bit now, so we might see Leon. Has he got damage? It's hard to tell. I don't think he has. I just know he's making a mistake because Westy's now starting to catch these guys. He's not in DRS range just yet, but he will be in another lap or so.
Let's see as we see go through Ascari once again. Forbes leading, Foxy's second. Legend gets a great run out of Ascari then. Not quite anywhere to go. Foxy Dude will have the DRS this time around as we have yellow flags. It's Leon who went around at turn 10, and you can see there that he went off, has a moment, and is now dropping down the field. Z3 now finds a way through, and Leon's now down to 8th place, sort of outbreaks himself there. I wonder if he's got any damage there. It might not look like it, but obviously it's whether he comes into pits, which he does. So there must be damage to the front wing of that Williams. Meanwhile, Foxy Dude still on the back of Forbes with Legend in 3rd place. Westy just looming in the distance there. There he is in the second Ferrari in this queue here, looking to try and have a go at the race lead. Foxy Dude once again as Skeven is out of the race. Last time out driver of the day. Will not see the checkered flag.
Did it same place as Clone did. I've been there on the past Phil. That's any comfort.
Well, in good company there alongside Jamie, I can tell you that right now. Foxy Dude still on the back of Forbes then. Legend is in 3rd place, and of course this is the thing. Legend has to try and take advantage of this because Leon is not having a great race right now. Down in 10th place, had to pit in, and Westy's behind him. He's got to try and take advantage of this as much as possible, but he has to play. I think he's playing the waiting game here. He's rather just staying out of this battle and seeing what happens first, especially in this first stint. He's probably thinking there's no point in me getting ahead now because I'm just going to get caught in this battle as we now head through Parabolica.
Yeah, Leon, he's done his aim out of time, and he's lost a lot of time as Forbes and Legend come in. It's funny, Fox did a bit exposed there. They're going for the undercut, but where will they come out? As West as well.
Yeah, will they rejoin in traffic, or will they have the luxury of free air? Forbes then into the pits first, and of course Ferrari have to split the strategy, and Westy's come in. Foxy Dude has stayed out. That's what that means. As you can see there,
Westy's in the championship battle, so maybe Ferrari prioritising the drive championship Westy rather than the race with Foxy Dude. But Foxy Dude, he's going to have to give it all in lap now. He's going to have to, everything he's got to give it, as these guys come out in clear air, so they're going to
online around the outside of the Curva Grande on Slater and gets the move done. Great move from Ron Line, and that now puts him second in the track standings right now. We see Legend has rejoined in 7th place behind Rob Forbes in 6th, but they're both in clear air. Westy has rejoined in front of Leon by quite some distance as well, so that front wing change has cost him a lot of time there. As we make our way on towards the 9th lap, almost the 10th lap if you're going to be picky. But Slater losing time there on Ron Line. I think those soft tyres have seen better days on the Red Bull wagon there. He's now under pressure from Z3 as we make our way through the last part of Ascari. You can see there Z3's got such a better run up towards Parabolica, but they're really matched for speed here as Z3 will try and go around the outside, and actually Slater backs out of the corner and just says, you know what, Z3, you go ahead. That probably means he's coming into the pits.
Yeah, I think he's struggling for tyres. He stays out though, so we get a DRS and Fox Dude's in. I think, because he comes out, I think he's going to be very good.
And Leon's out! Leon out of the race. Where's he gone? It's a turn 10 again. Turn 10 again for Leon, and he's now out of this race and he'll be hanging up his lid there in a huge frustration.
He's come out in 3rd place, I think. He's come out.
Safety car! Safety car's been deployed.
And that has allowed Fox to take the lead because he was in the pit. He was in the pit area, so he didn't have a delta. So yeah, that's allowed Fox to do to get the lead back, net lead anyway. But no, not the net lead. These guys, they're all pit now. They're going hard tyres, but as I said, the hard tyres aren't that great around here. So you have to pit though. You have to pit to take the fresh tyres.
Well, we'll have to see and wait what happens. Ronline and Z3 find themselves in that awkward position. I tell you what though, for Slater, it's going to be a huge moment for him. Of course, he'll get a little bit of a free pit stop here under the safety car. It'll be interesting to see where he rejoins because he'll be going onto a set of the medium tyres. Let's see where he will be able to join. But at the safety car then, it is Rodline who leads, who's yet to pit, as is Z3 in 2nd place. And as you say, Foxy Dude rejoining ahead of Rob Forbes just there. But that was all it needed here as we're under safety car conditions here at the Italian Grand Prix.
Yeah, see. These guys jump to Delta, obviously, so the pit loss time will be a lot less with James Slater. And look at this, I think he might come up quite close to Westy, looking at the gaps here. So we'll wait and see. Surely, yeah, it's coming. They're all coming in now, the front 3. So yeah.
Well, we're making our way now on towards the 11th lap of this race. Ronline then pits, and on will go a set of hard tyres as for Z3 as well. Slater will come into the pits. He's going to go onto a set of mediums. PB Racing comes in. I believe he's still... Oh, well, luckily he was a ghost there. Otherwise that could have ended rather badly there. But Foxy then, that means, still retains the lead of the race. Forbes in 2nd with Legend in 3rd. Westy 4th. Ronline will rejoin in 5th place. Z3 rejoins onto the track in 6th. Slater then in 7th place with Yarnell in 8th. That'll be a little bit of a saving race as Yarnell goes straight on. He goes straight on at turn 1.
Yeah, I think he just misjudged braking zone there. He lets Slater back through, so he shouldn't get a penalty for that, obviously, but I think he's just no reason. Yeah, I didn't see that, so don't happen there. But yeah, it should be all clear now. But yeah, I know it was on 5-lap on mediums. I don't know if he's tempted to pit or not, so don't be a bit enticed to the end. If he do, they'll be very good second round. So I wonder if he's gonna. But no problem now, he's gonna catch up to the train. So if he pits now, he's gonna be back in the field. So we'll see what he does.
Well, on the safety car, you can really save on the fuel, save on the tyres, and save on the ERS as well. And, well, we're not even at half race distance yet, Jamie, but it's been quite a hectic start to this race, and now rounded off completely at that first half of the race by the safety car.
Yeah, I see a bit of a breather now, and obviously these guys will be looking for that restart. It's crucial, obviously. I believe the safety car will come in next lap. The lap after this lap will come in and then we'll have another restart. And obviously these guys on hard tyres, they're going to struggle for initial heat up, and James Slater really has got to capitalise. He's got to get past these guys as soon as possible. These hard guys, they're going to be slower early on. But the medium guys have no option of going hard because they couldn't have stayed out, so they would have lost on a track position. And if they pitted for soft, so they never got to the end, so they had to commit to hard tyres. It wasn't their plan, I don't think, but it's what they have to run with now.
Yeah, it's what they have to do. They have to adapt and try and get a chance of getting a good result in this race. Ronline is up to 5th place though, so let's see what he can do. It's going to be tough to get those hard tyres warmed up to optimum under the safety car. But Foxy Dude will lead here, and Foxy are happy right now, but they know it's not over, not by a long shot then. Forbes then is in 2nd place, with Legend in 3rd, Westy 4th, Ronline 5th, Z3 in 6th, Slater in 7th, Yarnell is in 8th place, PB 9th, with Nebster in 10th, Kern is in 11th, SJ 12th, and Gavin is in 13th place. In this race we have lost Leon, Skeven and Clone. We believe lost, crashed out this race, all 3 of them. And Leon's latest crash is the reason why we're under safety car conditions. And that's the first time this race I've got to go through the race order in full, so that's a little bit of an achievement for me. Hooray. Too much has been happening, Jamie. Can't keep up.
PB still a ghost car, so expecting him to drop downfield when the safety car gets underway. So I believe it coming this lap, I believe, so the field's all bunched up together now. So we'll have to restart pretty shortly for you. And this is an interesting restart because see, obviously slipstream around here is quite powerful, so how's Fox going to take this restart? Will he go slow or will he go for it straight away?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Safety car lights have switched off, of course, because the safety car is coming in. Foxy Dude will effectively become the safety car. Remember, the cars cannot overtake until they are past the start-finish line. That is a rule that was brought in this season. They cannot pass before the start-finish line. The start-finish line is the safety car line. You cannot overtake before then. Has everybody got that? Good. Then let's go racing once again as we head now through Parabolica once again and onwards towards the start-finish line. Foxy Dude has gone for it and will lead here as we start the 13th lap here in the Italian Grand Prix. We are back underway as Foxy Dude heads down towards turn 1 for the very first time. We've got Jarnall and Kern there have dropped down, and yes, he has. He spun it out of the final corner. Whether there was contact or not, I can't entirely say. Nebster onto the grass. He tries to go round the outside at turn 1. Now he's under threat from Gavin there as we head through the Retafilio chicane. Side by side they go. Gavin will get the position there, and Nebster running onto the grass just lost that traction, lost that grip in towards the Retafilio.
Foxy went a bit deep there, but Rob Forbes he hit the back of him there. Foxy got a penalty for that for putting the corner, but Forbes got opportunity there, but he took the wrong line. If he went from the inside, he would have got through there, because Fox did mess up that corner badly.
Yeah, Fox Dude still leading the way. Then, of course, DRS is offline until we're on to the third lap of green flag racing after a safety car restart. So Foxy Dude making his way now in towards Ascari with Forbes close behind. Legend in third, Westy fourth. Jarnall, by the way, has come back into the pits. No surprise, really. Had no front wing. Oh, that's Ron Line getting a big moment, a big tank slapper out of turn 10. Gathering the car up though, and that just shows you how tentative these hard tyres are and how difficult it is to get them up to pace.
Yeah, that was very nearly our fourth car into the barriers in that section of the track, so yeah, that is the corner of death tonight. Yeah, and obviously they'll try a lot of temperature, and them hard tyres, they are driving like on stones, I believe, so yeah, if you struggling with Rob Forbes, brakes really late. Oh, getting close to the back box there, but avoiding luckily.
As we like to say it, millimetrically perfect there, that braking point. Almost ran into the back of Fox Dude, but did he? No. So it was perfect then. Well, Fox Dude still leading the way then halfway through this Italian Grand Prix as a Ferrari leads the way here at Monza. Meanwhile, further back we've got Z3 who's trying to close in on Ron Line through the Roger chicane. He's also got Slater for close company, and Slater was not, well, the soft tyres were not at their best when he was on them. Before the safety car came out. It was a bit of a blessing that it did come out, as he's now on the medium tyres. And look how much more grip he has through the second Lesmo, looking to try and close in on Z3 as we head now down towards Ascari. The Norwegian has to be careful here against Slater as we head towards Ascari. He wants to try and attack Ron Line, but he's also got to be careful about Slater, who in theory is on better grip tyres, as Z3 there really avoids the curb outside of turn 10, which is probably a good scenario if you find yourself on that curb. Just don't stay on it.
No, yeah, it's very lethal, as it's been proven tonight. Yeah, just try and evolve into a proper James Slater. Good into Ascari, he might have an opportunity, but he's going to have to really nail this down the straight. It's going to be pure slipstream. DRS not available just yet for him.
Let's see, Slater looking for, just trying to fill those Mercedes mirrors with a bit of Red Bull as he looks to try and put him under a bit of pressure. DRS will now be online this lap. The first time they'll be able to use it is the Curva del Seraglio. But look at Foxy Dude. Look how much ERS he's used at the bottom right hand corner of your screen just to try and stay ahead of Forbes. And well, it's worked for now, but when it comes to DRS, he'll need that ERS to defend at this point in time.
Yeah,
compared to Forbes there, he's got at least 40% there as the Mercedes as we head through the second Lesmo. And now the first DRS zone that's online, and it is opened and active as we ride on board with the Mercedes. He's got to be careful as well from Legend there. The Dane will be looking to try and take full advantage as he looks on once again. This is the time now when he'll start to be thinking, well, when can I get past? How can I get past? And where?
Yeah, it was Rob Forbes, I believe, is going to, he gets a good run out of Parabolica. He's going to have an excellent opportunity. Look how close he is. Oh, he's touched back and yet again. That Fox is a little bit wide there. That's interesting. He's lagging a little bit. It's not good to see a lagging car, but Rob Forbes got really done there. But that tap, I believe, unsettled the Ferrari driver, so that's interesting to see. But what will happen there? But Fox Dude, he's got a pure slipstream on the Mercedes. Interesting. It's not DRS, but he's still on side into the first chicane. Forbes just hang on, but we've seen in the past Forbes will get a tremendous run down the Curva Grande, and he's going to have a shoot into the Roger chicane here. He's got to commit to the outside, he's got to commit to the inside, sorry, but Forbes is defending well, and what Foxley's got it done, I believe. But can Forbes right round the outside? No, he can't. So Foxley hangs on in the lead. Yeah.
Ferrari and a Mercedes battling in 2019 cars around Monza. Where have I seen that before? Heading our way through the first Lesmo, on towards the second Lesmo. You saw their Legend set the fastest lap of the race. He's clearly still there. The two cars in front have to be careful about battling each other. They could just open themselves up to the Dane there as Forbes looks for the remove down the inside in towards Scari, but thinks better of it. Westy, who had fallen back a little bit in this stint after the safety car, now starting to catch them up again thanks to Forbes and Foxy Dude battling away, heading now up towards Parabolica. Forbes this time will have to use the outside liners there. You can see Foxy Dude backed out of it so that he could get the DRS down the main straight. Smart driving. Will it work? Down the main straight we go, and you can see now he'll get the DRS, he'll get the slipstream. He's got to be careful about moves like that because Legend will easily snap up on an opportunity like that. Here we go then, 213, 214 miles per hour, but no, Foxy Dude there just didn't want to go down the inside. Forbes defended well then in towards the first corner. Meanwhile, Z3 is looking for a move around the outside of the racing point. Now he has to defend from Slater here, who's on the medium tyres. He'll get the better exit out of the first chicane in towards the Curva Grande, and there it is. Slater gets the move done then. The Red Bull moves up to 6th place, and that was Z3 just trying to go for a move. Now he's under pressure from SJ Racing in towards the Roger chicane. He gets a little bit of a tap there. Z3 picks up a 3-second time penalty. We've seen plenty of those this race. We'll have to catch up on those into the closer stages of this race. 11 laps to go, 10 and a bit if you're picky, and Foxy Dude has a really good run on Rob Forbes here as we head our way down towards Ascari, but he'll back out of it. He backs out of it, doesn't want to go for a move down towards Ascari. He wants to make this move in towards the Retafidio chicane, and he'll have to use that slipstream, use that ERS advantage that he has. It's around about 5% advantage right now as we head towards Parabolica. The Ferrari here will be looking to try and make the move stick, but Legend and Westy here are just holding back here. They don't want to get too involved in this one just yet. They can see the race leaders battling away. They're just waiting to see how this unfolds. Look how much speed Foxy Dude has then. He'll pull to the right hand side. He'll easily be able to take the racing line down towards turn 1 and retakes the lead of this race with 10 laps to go.
Yeah, that was an easy move, I have to say. Foxy, I believe he's got the better straight line to. You've seen it all race. Whenever these two guys straight line, but both around the outside of Curva Grande here, which will come the inside of Roger. He's going to take the lead back. You've seen this the previous lap, the way around.
Yeah, absolutely. So Forbes then retakes the lead once again. Who needs DRS? Not a chance. As Forbes makes the move stick, just what Foxy Dude did around about 2 laps ago. The exact same move. You'd think Foxy Dude would see a move like that coming, but once it's happening like that, you can't really defend it. You've got to give that car width there, and Legend is trying to close in on Foxy Dude. We've got yellow flags in sector 3, and it's Janul at turn 10. There's another moment.
He's going to get lapped, so his race is effectively over anyway.
SJ looking for a move up the inside of Z3 in towards turn 10, but the door slams shut. No way through for the racing point there. Fox Dude still looking for a move on the Mercedes. He'll have some DRS then as we head our way on towards the main straight once again, riding aboard with the Ferrari. As he'll look to try and use the ERS, use the DRS, and use the slipstream as well. DRS open now, you can instantly see how much more speed he's got there. 216 miles an hour, 217 miles an hour. Heading now down towards the Retafidio chicane. Much higher top speed, and he gets the move done there. Forbes now drops back to 2nd place. And Legend and Wesley here are just enjoying this. They've got the best seats in the house. Here comes Forbes once again, looking for a move around the outside. The Ferrari leaves the door open, down towards the inside of the Roger chicane, and once again the Mercedes takes the position away. SJ has had a moment at the first chicane. He's got front wing damage.
Yeah, he dropped all the way down to... He's dropped all the way down to 11th place with Coons. Got to be right behind you, mate. Got to be careful here. Those car TVs getting in the way a little bit. If Coons just got to take by this time here. He's got to realise the car has got wing damage. He's going to have to pit. So, but when you're racing each other, you tend to lose that calmness. As you know, is off again, so I believe he's going to retire from the race.
Not so sure. I think it's SJ actually who was off there. He's lost control somewhere out there. However, Jarno's still in this race, of course. In one hub, you do get a point for the fastest lap of race. Foxy actually got a little bit loose through turn 11. This could be Legend's chance if he can try and take advantage. He instantly saw that and instantly turned up the ERS. He knew that was an opportunity, but look how much straight line speed that Ferrari has. He just can't catch him.
Getting half second on Rob Forbes down the straight. And Rob Forbes is a bit of a moment there, but luckily for him, is that a part of the track where the car head can't overtake?
Knows he's got the straight line speed with 8 laps to go. He's closing still on Rob Forbes here. There's no DRS here down towards the Roger chicane.
No,
look how much he caught the Mercedes by, as SJ's now out of the race then from 12th place. I think he's come back to the pit lane to retire. That is his day over. Such a shame for him as he becomes another retirement in this race.
Yeah, obviously we're down to 11 runners because PB is a ghost car, so that 11 runners. And Foxy, look at that, look at it, but well, was that a yield from Rob Forbes? It's hard to tell now because these guys, being tactical, they used the DRS. I think that was a yield from Rob Forbes there for the lead.
I think you're right. I think you're right because Rob Forbes there was looking for the DRS down the main straight, so he did yield there so that he could get the DRS down the main straight. Riding on board then with the Mercedes driver once again as we head our way on towards the start finish straight. Rob Forbes will get the DRS, but we've already seen how quick that Ferrari is in a straight line. It's so geared up for this track at Monza here. Rob Forbes then gets the DRS, goes around the outside in towards the Rettifilio chicane and retakes the lead of the race. Meanwhile, Legend and Westy still deciding to watch this race rather than participate in this battle. They're just waiting for that opportune moment. Foxy Dude once again in the slipstream. Where will he go this time? He goes to the outside. Late decision there from the Ferrari, and he'll retake the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. Great stuff between these two. Fantastic.
Yeah, we've had about 6-7. We've had about 20 changes of lead this race, haven't we? It's hard to keep up. Yeah, these two guys keep swap positions, and can we just how it plays out the final lap with the final DRS zone? I think that might decide this race. There's Legend there fixing penalties for corner cutting, so I believe quite a few of these guys have got penalties, so that might be a factor as well. There's I think he's in the wall. Yeah, he's in the wall. So yeah, he's going to give it a lead. These top 4 are all within 2 seconds, so any of these top 4 can win.
Absolutely, and when penalties come into effect, that will change up the order as well. We'll have to look at those as we head towards the closing stages of the Italian Grand Prix. Yellow flags in sector 3, somewhere out there. Here is Rob Forbes looking for a move, then this time he'll go down the inside then in towards the Rettifilio chicane. It's a long way away, but you see there Foxy has rather conceded. There's no real way that he can have a move back once Forbes takes the racing line and has the DRS. And you see there Legend again. That Red Bull is not geared up for the straight lines. Even with DRS, he can't keep up.
No, he can't. It's just amazing just how quick that Ferrari is. It's like a bullet train down that straight. They're reaching 215, 216 miles an hour. That's incredible speed. Obviously, they're using the lowest downforce possible. He's little corners, but but got that straight line speed, it's going to be difficult to get by.
Well, here we go then, he'll have DRS once again through the curve of Del Seraglio on towards Ascari we go. He'll get the inside line, he'll decide to take this one as Forbes lets him have it because he knows he's got the DRS for the main straight. This will become a decision between both these drivers. When do I make the last move? Because I want the DRS at the opportune moment. When do I make the last move? When do I back out of it? You see there, Forbes just backing out, waiting for that DRS, taking a risk there with Legend right behind. Of course, he's in a prime position to try and gain as many points as possible. He won't take the championship lead from this position, but he'll be very close to it. Here is Forbes then with the DRS wide open then as we head down towards the first chicane. Once again, the Ferrari's putting up a fight though as Forbes then takes the racing line and braking low in towards turns 1 and 2. Legend so close to the back of that Ferrari. It's agonisingly close for Legend there, but it's never quite on as once again Foxy Dude looking for a way past Rob Forbes. Rob Forbes planting his car in the middle of the track then. Here is Foxy Dude, who'll have to take a narrow angle in towards the Roger chicane. No problem for him as he gets it done there, and Forbes there still trying to hold on, but Foxy Dude there, a really good move. The angle was always narrowing, but he still made it work.
I know, I was thinking, as Legend was good in here on top Forbes, I was thinking Foxy was going to miss that corner completely. Legend's going to take second place, he's got a good chance here, but Rob Forbes hangs on just about.
Oh, but he's got to be careful there because Foxy Dude was braking early there. Forbes took evasive action, then Legend had to as well. That could have ended in tears.
Yeah,
but luckily all four of them have made it through. On towards Parabolica we go, and Legend, that's cost him quite a bit of time there as we head towards Parabolica. Rob Forbes once again in that slipstream of Foxy Dude as we cross the start-finish line to start lap 24. We'll have 4 laps to go here in Monza, and once again Rob Forbes with the DRS. Foxy Dude looks to try and defend the inside line, but with DRS down towards the Rettifilo chicane, it almost seems futile defending like that. However, Rob Forbes takes the lead of the race once again, and Legend here still in third place. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah, maybe. Obviously, you can obviously radio engineer about cars ahead, got penalties and that, and these guys have been top position enough. You have to run all the penalties with all 4 drivers, so Legend goes deep there. It's going to have Westy for the third place. A bad mistake for Legend at a bad time. He's lost a lot of ground there. He's got a little bit deep on the exit, and that gravel trap is always there to punish you.
And Westy here takes away the position, now takes the prime position away, and is now at a prime opportunity to close in on the championship leader Leon as he's retired from race. Meanwhile, here's Foxy Dude down the inside in towards Ascari, gets the move done. Forbes then will look for an optimum line, a better line out of Ascari. Something's telling me he'll back out, well then he move in towards Parabolica. Here we go, he'll go side by side, he'll back out, will he? No, he won't. He won't back out. He'll take that position away in towards Parabolica. Jarno takes the fastest lap of the race. That's, of course, outside of the top 10, which is a point in itself. Meanwhile, Foxy Dude then still on the back of Rob Forbes. He'll get the DRS this time around. Not much ERS. Don't think he needs it there, to be fair, as he heads down the start for this straight and in towards the Rettifilo chicane. Takes through the race with 3 laps to go.
Yeah, that was easy. Even that DRS that move was done. So yeah, it's just that Ferrari very slippery down straight as Westy and Legend crucially have dropped off DRS at the top front too. So it's starting to get more fragmented at the front now.
Absolutely, but you can see there's 2 battles developing here, the battle for the lead and then the battle for third place right now. That is not what Westy wanted. He wants to try and have a late go at getting the lead of this race. Of course, started in 8th place Westy, now up to 3rd place, but he is under pressure from Legend there. Rare mistake from the Dane. And it's cost him a position. He's down to 4th place. Meanwhile, Forbes then once again with the DRS gets side by side with the Ferrari, and he will take the lead of this race as Legend there looking at the inside move into Ascari, never on there as he has to stay behind Westy. Westy then picks up a 3-second time penalty that could bite him towards the end of this race. We get to the start finish line, we get to the checkered flag, we'll know for sure what the penalties are, but at the moment on track Forbes leads it around Parabolica. He'll start lap 26 in the lead. He'll start the penultimate lap of the race in the lead. And then what's the thinking? I think here, Foxy Dude, he's trying to set up Foxy here to try and take the lead of this race, in which he'll take the lead back at some point on the last lap. I think that's what's going to happen, because here goes Foxy Dude then, down the inside he goes and takes away the position in towards the Rettifilo chicane. Once again taking the lead. There is Legend there, by the way, who's taken back the position against the Ferrari of Westy. Westy gets a better run out of turn 2 though, and backs out of it. Any move into the Curva Grande. So Legend then moves back up to 3rd place, but it's cost him a lot of time. Forbes then down the inside we go in towards the Roger chicane. Oh, a little bit of contact there as Forbes then takes the lead of the race back from the Ferrari. There goes my theory out the window. Let's see then as we make our way towards the second Lesmo, riding on board with Foxy Dude with the DRS wide open. Let's see what happens then through the Curva del Seraglio and down the hill, up the crescent, under the bridge towards Ascari. Then has to back out of that one, no way through for him. Through turn 9, then through turn 10. Not long to go now until we find out the winner of this Italian Grand Prix. And you can see there Foxy Dude still on the back there. You can see he's backed out of this one, looking for a move down the start-finish straight to try and take this lead of the race once and for all. It's changed so much, the lead of this race. I'll tell you what though, we're in for a great last lap battle. Here we go then. Rob Forbes starts the final lap of the race in the lead. But how's this one's going to finish? Foxy Dude then breezes past the Mercedes as we head now down towards turn 1 for the final time. Any 4 of these drivers could win this race, and Ron Line there has done a brilliant job on those hard tyres. 5th place right now. He's done amazingly well. Still though, the focus is on these top 4 as we head through the Curva Grande. There's Rob Forbes then looking for a move around the outside, so close to the grass, and takes back the lead of the race there as Foxy Dude then sort of backs out of it. He's gone off the track there. What's happened to Foxy Dude?
Around there, he's lost. He had an issue, but he just completely missed the apex of the corner. And
he has.
Now.
He is limping home. What's going on with Foxy Dude there? I think there might be damage to that car. Whatever's gone wrong for the Ferrari, it's gone wrong big style there. We'll rejoin the lead of this race right now as we head towards Ascari. That might actually be a puncture. You might be right. I think it is. It is a rear left puncture for Foxy Dude. Has tarnished any chance of a Ferrari win. And as we make our way towards the final corner, there's carnage in the background there as Fox Dude and Ron Line get it wrong out of turn 10. Here comes Rob Forbes towards the line, and he'll take the checkered flag here at the Monza track. Legend in 2nd place, Westy in 3rd. Slater comes around the final corner. He's going to take 4th place then in the Red Bull. A great drive from Slater then. Z3 comes across the line in 5th with Gavin, who will jump him on penalties in 6th place. Ron Line, I sort of cursed him towards the end there. He will finish in 6th place at least, thanks to those penalties to Z3. Nebster then will come across the line to take his first points of the season, so long as the other 2 don't have any issues here. But disaster for Foxy Dude. A puncture towards the end of that race. What heartbreak for the Ferrari, for the Tifosi fans. They wanted to see him win it. Not today, unfortunately, for Foxy Dude. It will not happen for him. And you can see there, he's already left the session. He's not waiting for the end of proceedings there. He's already gone. Jarno, meanwhile, 12th place, gets the fastest lap outside of the top 10. To put that into context, inside the top 10, I'm having a look here. I'm seeing quite a few 122s. I'm thinking it's going to go to Legend with a 122.445.
Foxy Dude, yeah. It was very tight for that fastest lap, yeah. And obviously, them 2 guys, I'm not saying them 2 guys are fighting for the winning one of the race, and you couldn't tell because them 2 guys are absolutely. It get Monza. I don't know what happened there, but I'm very sure. Obviously, they did pick quite early, but did they have a safety car? I don't know why. I don't know how a puncture occurred there. This is a track where I don't expect punctures to happen.
Well, Rob Forbes then takes the win here in Italy, to the disheartened and heartbreak of the Tifosi fans. Well, one bit of respite is that Westy managed to finish on the podium, but there is your winner today. That man in the Mercedes takes the win here. Rob Forbes, who hasn't had a win, who hasn't had a podium, who was on 31 points before this race started, now takes his first race win of the season. A massive congratulations. A titanic battle between him and Foxy Dude, and unfortunately for Foxy Dude, that podium, that win I should say, is going to have to wait. But here are your unofficial results for the Italian Grand Prix here in One Hub Racing Pinnacle Tier. It is Rob Forbes who takes his first win of the season, ahead of Legend in 2nd place, Westy in 3rd with Slater finishing in 4th. It's Gavin in 5th with Ron Line 6th, Z3 in 7th with Kern in 8th, Foxy Dude finishing 9th after that puncture, and Nebster rounds out the top 10 to finish in the points and to grab his first points of the season. PB Racing in 11th place, although finished as a ghost car. Jarno rounds out the last of the finishers, a lap down. He just did not have a great race at all. Still picks up a point though for the fastest lap of the race outside of the top 10. SJ, Leon, Skeven and Clone all retiring from this race, and carnage on the last lap where I believe it was Ron Line who got caught up in the mess that the Ferrari made at turn 10. We saw it in the background. Just unfortunate there with the puncture, and that allowed Rob Forbes to take his first race win of the season. In terms of championship battles, well, that was Legend who managed to get 19 points out of the race, because of course he gets the fastest lap of the race point. That means then it looks to me that he is on level pegging, I would say, with Westy.
Yeah,
if
West,
not a point.
5 points behind Leon, so they're both on 1, 7, 8, I think.
So that is going to be immensely close as we head towards the next round. But, well, that's about it for the One Hub Pinnacle Tier. Make sure you do follow all the social medias. What?
Java Day.
Oh, we always get it wrong. Do we have to? Do we have to?
We have to close out for doing it.
Everyone gets mad at us anyway if we don't pick the right drives. All right, go on then. Right, Jamie, who's your one?
Well, I'm gonna have to. Well, I'm gonna have to go for the guy who's made the win, Rob Forbes. I have to say, he actually would have won that race on penalties, whatever, because he's the only guy in the top 4 didn't have a penalty. So he kept his head cool. He made the least mistakes and he won the race. So he's my drive day nomination.
I think my drive of the day nomination is going to go to Kern because basically he had so much trouble in qualifying. The game disqualified him for having a wheel issue, so he had to start from P16. Got his way back up to 8th place. Respectable finish, I think, there, especially with the recovery drive. Yeah. And the way the race was going, it just wasn't going to favour him either. He started on the medium tyres, then had to go on to the hards. So I think he deserves my driver of the day purely because the his wheel really did screw him over. But he made it to the checkered flag. I think my driver of the day goes to him.
Yeah.
Are you happy that we can end now, Jamie?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Is there nothing else I've missed out?
No.
Are you sure?
Well, no. Just Christmas. We've got Christmas break coming up, and obviously I hope you have a nice Christmas and New Year, and we'll see you again next year, where we'll start our final third of the season.
Absolutely. A very Merry Christmas from both of us here at One Hub Racing. A very Merry Christmas to you at home. And whatever holiday you're celebrating, make it a good one. And welcome in the new year safely and with everyone around you. But Jamie, that's about it for us in 2019. That was actually my final commentary for 2019. So a nice, relaxing break, I think we need, especially after a race like that.
Yeah, definitely. We need to have a cool down and have a week off next week, and yeah, we'll see you all next week. We'll see you all in 2 weeks' time, 2020. So yeah, it should be good. Obviously, we've got a very exciting championship battle, 3-way battle for the championship. Whoever wins next week out of the top 3 will take the lead. Not next week, in 2 weeks.
Absolutely, but you know, you'll have to tune in because none of us have 2020 vision. We can't see what's going to happen. Hey, no, what a way to end the stream by ending on a very disappointing joke. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to the channel down below. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified every time One Hub Racing goes live. You can follow One Hub Racing on Twitter at One Hub Racing. You can also follow the sponsors Next Level Racing, Next LVL Racing on Twitter. You can follow me whilst you're there if you like. It's at KS McGinley, and you can also follow Jamie there. It's at JamieMet92. I'll beat you to it. I know it.
Yeah.
But make sure now. Make sure now you go and follow or go and watch the Prestige Tier with Alex. I think they're into their race now, so go ahead, watch that last race. And from all of us here at One Hub, from myself and Jamie, have a very Merry Christmas. And until next year, I've been Kieran McGinley.
Jim Metcalf.
Take care of yourselves, and we will see you next time.
Night.